Welcome back to Not Your Nerdy Neighbor. Today I am preparing a turkey for my in-laws for Thanksgiving. And I have a 17-pound turkey here that I have mostly thawed out. It's kind of a sore subject every year. It seems like I never quite get it completely thawed. The only part I've done so far is loosen up the skin under the turkey so I can place some butter underneath. I actually made clarified compound butter, which involves melting down the butter and skimming off the milk protein that rises to the top. Makes for awesome popcorn butter. If you ever want to keep some in your fridge, I'm sure it probably lasts about as long as regular butter if you keep it in your fridge. But I shaved up some of it, and then the other half I will be melting in the microwave and using an injector to put it into the thickest pieces of the turkey. And then I'll actually be shoving oranges inside the turkey to keep it moist from the inside out. Kind of the same idea as like beer can chicken, where you have some kind of liquid or moisture source on the inside, then you get a nice crispy skin on the outside. But I will be filming this process. It will likely be at a faster speed than what you see right now, just so you can see the whole thing. And of course, scroll forward if you want to see the turkey on the smoker itself. But getting ready. Before I get cooking, most people don't seem to cook without a glass of wine or some kind of beverage in their hand. And I decided to try out the George Dickel 12-year sour mash today. It's definitely very, very sweet. You can taste a little bit of a caramel note in there. Not a ton of burn on the throat, which is nice. I might actually start adding this to my collection. One of my longtime friends had recommended this one, and I'm like, nah, I like to stick with what I know for the most part, but picked it up just kind of off the cuff, and I enjoyed it. So let's get cooking. Alright, so we're about 2 hours in at this point, and it's looking really damn good. I'm about to crank up the temp from 325 to 450. I think my smoker might go up to 425, but that'll work. It'll crisp up the skin. It's already got a nice crunch to it from the butter, so it'll be excellent. After it's done, definitely I'm letting the turkey sit for a minimum of 20 minutes before I start carving into it so I don't lose all my juices. I'm going to use whatever I have in the pan to try and make a gravy. We'll see what happens. My wife bought some canned gravy and some powdered mix as a backup, but I'm trying to avoid using that. So let's see if I can make this work. Okay, it's almost 3 hours later, 2 hours in. I bumped up the temp from 325 to 450. It's looking pretty damn good right now. I'm gonna do a check on the thickest part. That's a little hot. And in freedom degrees, it was definitely over 160, so I'm gonna pull that off, let it sit, and make some gravy out of those delicious drippings. So you'll get to see that as well. So you're probably wondering why you're seeing a video of me instead of turkey gravy. Well, the turkey gravy did not turn out. After thinking about it, after it didn't turn out last night, I wasn't too thrilled. part of the problem with smoking the turkey like I did with that much butter under the skin and covered in butter is that you end up with a very high ratio of fat to water, which I had almost no water or broth to work with after the turkey was done. So I ended up with basically a really crappy roux in the pan. Even if I used, I have an automatic flour sifter my wife uses for making cookies. I tried that. I tried stirring it around, getting it to come together. I don't think there was enough water in it for it to come together. Uh, I told you very early on in other videos that I would share the good, bad, and the ugly, and this is the first ugly. So if you want gravy for a turkey, make it the traditional way. Uh, unless you're happy with, the canned stuff or stuff from like a powder in a bag or whatnot. Otherwise, cook it in your oven inside of a turkey bag. Call it good. Bring your gravy together. Otherwise, if you're going to smoke it, just plan on using either no gravy or off the shelf gravy. The turkey itself was definitely better than cooking it in a turkey bag. I've also had deep fried turkey breasts at one point. Those are pretty good. But for the effort put into it, I do not think I will do this again. I would rather cook 2 beer can chickens versus a turkey because, to be quite honest, I hate turkey with a passion. I tolerate it once a year. And if I could find literally any other meat except for ham to cook, I would cook that. So that's just my take on it. But other than that, I should have 1 or 2 videos baking in the future. So I will let you know when those come about. Other than that, I hope your holidays are great and your turkey turned out better than mine. But other than that, it tasted pretty good. The skin was probably the best part, though. But have a great weekend, everyone.